All right. I need the flashlight, so I might as well record while I'm watching where I'm going. So these two are brothers, probably from another mother. They grew up together. So they're tight, and they're both boys. He gets along with Pivot too, but Pivot, he was getting picked on by the other Toms that was coming around. Neighborhood cats. You're like, neighborhoods, you're out in the country. Yeah, cats will travel for pussy. But anyways, yeah, the females usually stick around. It's the males that wander off because they're looking for other females. And it's the other males that wander off from their farms that end up here trying to impregnate my females. So I don't really have to worry about inbreeding too much. But and both these boys, they're from another litter from my niece's place. So they're not even related to any of the females that I have here. So that's good. And Pivot isn't either. But I don't think he's breeding right now. He's more, I don't know. He's still trying to figure shit out. But next year, I might bring him over here to breed some of my females if he's still around. Robert was supposed to get him because he acted like he wanted him. But he also acted like he wanted Ramsey too, and he never bought her. So he probably is full of crap. Just like everybody else. But oh well. I kind of didn't want to get rid of him anyways. I kind of like him. But, you know, it's like I can't keep all the cats. If somebody wants to adopt one of them, I should let them. Even though I like them all. Some more than others, but they all have their, you know, their own unique personalities. And they're all decent cats, you know. You got Mimi, she's been here since the beginning. Pretty much. She's about 10 years old. You got Libby. She came down from Kansas City. She's my mom's cat, but she pretty much dominates the front of the land in the greenhouse. So she's about 10 years old. She loves it here. She just probably wishes we came around more so she have more attention because she loves attention. They all love attention. Then there's Swirl. She's the other dominant. She mostly dominates the goat yard. But that little black cat, he stays back there too. So apparently they get along. She might get along with the males. She just don't get along with the other females, for sure. But she pretty much stays back in the goat yard. So that's her territory. And Mimi, she pretty much runs the whole place. She's the queen bee. And then I got Kronk, or Squeakers. He's over at Kaplinger. He's about 10 years old. He's a rescue. I got him not very long ago, actually. Last year sometime. Can't remember when she brought him down. But he's an old guy. He's a good cat. Pivot, he adopted us last year. He's not quite a year old yet. Then there's Shiner. She pretty much keeps to herself. She's pretty quiet. Shy, scared, whatever. She's finally warmed up to me, but it took a couple years. Then you got Candy. She's her look-alike, but she's got long hair. Shiner's a short hair. Candy's a long hair. Candy's the princess of the land. She is probably the most beautiful cat here. And then you got Callie. She's a tortoise shell, but she came from an all-girls home. She's her mom was a rescue, so to speak. And she's the only one left, but she looked just like her mom. The girls, I think they were from California, so they named her Callie because they thought she was a calico or something. But I just call her Callie because they were from California, and she looked like her mom, and her mom's name was Callie. So there you go. Then we got Fluffy. She's a orange and white, long hair. She's a great mother. So's Mimi and Candy. Then you got, oh well, hell, I can't remember now who else I got. I think that's it. I thought there was one more. But anyways, we're almost to the garlic. So, as you probably already know from a previous video, I've got blackberries here. And now I'm working on getting a grant for another greenhouse, which I'm gonna put here. And so I have to grow food. And they prefer it to be grown in the ground, not in lick tubs. But this is how I'm getting started. And so in order to qualify for the hoop house, greenhouse, I have to produce food, and I have to either sell it or donate it. Now, I'll try to sell it. Then whatever I don't sell, then I guess I'll donate to the food shelter or whatever. I'm sure they'll have places that I can donate because I'll be part of this program this year. So I'll be trying to sell whatever I can at the farmer's market when I'm home on a weekend. And then whatever I can't sell, then I'll donate to their food banks or whatever they have, provided I don't eat it myself. So and probably what I'll do is half of what I don't sell, I'll donate, and then the other half I'll keep for myself or whatever. So I got 3 lick tubs for garlic done with Cindy's help. I got more blackberries here I got to dig up and transplant, where I got the orange flags. They're everywhere. And I got more blackberries coming next month. Then I got some more garlic in here that I gotta prep a lick tub for. These I'm just keeping moist and alive until I get the other lick tub prepped. Now the other ones over there in those lick tubs are planted too close together. They're about 1 inch or 2 apart. So I need 2 more lick tubs for every lick tub I have over there for the garlic. But I'm prepping them in a special way where they're drought resistant. So I got rabbit poop here, compost, which is 2-year-old compost, so it's pretty much dirt now. Clay and dirt mix. Clay, dirt, compost mix, but I'm still going to mix in some more compost to thin out the clay. This one's pretty much the same thing. Pretty much the same thing. More rabbit poop. And that's pretty much clay. But I got potatoes in there, trying to keep them alive. And then here's my tomatoes that I'm going to be growing. I got the seeds still here and over there. And I'm going to buy some sprouts, also. And try to get some sprouts from Sophie's dad because he's the one who had the brads. But hopefully one of these seeds take, at least one. And then I've got tomatillas. I'm going to try to grow them as well. And then these other tomatoes. So I'm going to have 3 tomato boxes. I was going to say cages, but I'm doing boxes now. I'm going to have 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. So next time I'm home, I'll probably build my tomato boxes. And then I'll put tomato cages in the tomato boxes so they can grow up in the cages. And then whatever grows up and out, I will be able to pick from. And so this one here is going to be my miscellaneous. Then these ones are going to be my cherry tomatoes. And then these are going to be my Brad Ultimums. Then I got the table set up over here. Not sure what I'll use the tables for exactly yet. But long term, basically, it could be for sprouts in the spring. Maybe next year we'll be doing sprouts. Well, maybe a waterer in here or something. And then so basically the water will drain out of these into there. Then I can have an electric pump pumping out and back into the plants. And so then when that starts, getting low, then I can top it off from something else. I've got that tote in there. I'm working on maybe digging some more right along the edge here. I'm thinking about digging in between in the walkways at the very end, digging another hole and putting barrels there, but I'm going to have holes in the bottom so water can leak in. And then I can also use that water to fill this when it gets low, Oh, shit. Dang cat. But that one will rise and fall with the weather. So when it rains, it'll fill up. And then when it's not raining, it'll dry out. So I got some onions in here. I got a lot of chickweed. But yeah, the wild edibles that are growing in here, I'm going to leave them. And the grass and the other stuff that I don't want, I'm going to pluck them. But yeah, I might do the same over here too for those barrels I was talking about. Dig a hole here in the corner, at the end of each walkway. Put a barrel in there with holes in the bottom so the water will leach in, and then I'll have water for my plants for days that I'm home. I can water them. Or, like I said, I can have a pump system set up and boom. And maybe what I'll do on the south side is have a tank or one here with a pump where it'll sprinkle or whatever water the tomatoes, and then another pump in this one to fill that one, because the water will go down and then come back up in the other one whenever it rains or whatever. But I'll probably have to manually do that. I mean, I might have a pump that'll do it for me, but I'll probably have to come and flip a switch to fill it. I don't know. I'll figure it out. That, or I'll just use a bucket. But I'd rather have it electric. Solar, but electric. Yeah. These are my solar lights. And it does a pretty good job. Let's cover up this light. Oop. I guess I can't cover up this light. But anyways, so we made some progress in here. Brought in the rest of the leaves that David Ray never brought in. Brought in some more dirt. Got these tables set up. Now I'll put some more dirt back in here. And then bring that table over there. Put it back here. And then I'll start working on tomatoes and stuff. And to be honest, I might, maybe, no, yeah. So I'll just basically, these are the brads, those are the other ones. I'll set my pallet boxes up over here. Pretty much just dump the dirt in and then put the seeds. I'll probably just dump the whole thing in, you know. Probably put the seeds in, put all this debris in first, dump the dirt on top, climb into the box, level it out, and that should be good enough for the seeds to sprout. I'm not sure. But then I'll put some, no, I'll probably put the dirt in first, then put these in. And then sprinkle some more compost and stuff over the top of it, as well as some rabbit poop. That's what I'll do. And I'll probably put the rabbit poop first and then the compost second. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So this greenhouse is finally coming together after how many years? 19, 20, 21, well, 19, 20, 21, 22, 3 years. We built this first one, I think in 2019, 17, 18. Yeah, we built this first section in 2019. And then built the second section in 2020. And David Ray's basically been living in here full of trash and dead plants, weeds. Basically, the greenhouse was full of ragweed. My mom asked me one time, why does David have ragweed growing in the greenhouse? And I said, well, that's because that's all it can grow. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know what his problem was. I mean, Xavier left behind a whole bunch of plants. And David Ray tried to keep them alive, but they all died one by one. He just couldn't keep them alive. So, I don't think any of the plants were alive when he left. I think they were all dead. Every single one of them. So, now I'm going to make a stab at it. I'm going to do my own thing, but I'm doing low maintenance crops. Things that'll somewhat take care of themselves. And then I'm going to set up systems to where I don't have to babysit it. It'll pretty much take care of itself. Since I never really did have anybody reliable here to rely on. But, yeah. And then I'm going to work on putting a second layer of plastic in here for next winter. I may not get it done this year. It may be next year. But I'm going to work on putting a second layer of plastic on the inside. We'll basically shave these off. I'll cut these bolts, put a 2x4 here somewhere with U-bolts, which I bought the U-bolts, but David Ray stole them. So I got to go buy more. He was supposed to do this and he never did, but basically the plan was put 2x4s up and then put the wiggle wire channels inside and then basically put plastic on the inside, wiggle wiring it to each section. So there will be a gap, an air gap in between. And that air gap will create kind of like a bubble, or a bubble type, an air gap insulation, if you will, for the winter. And then the greenhouse will be, I don't know, maybe 5 degrees warmer, maybe 10 degrees warmer. I'm not sure. Once I get that set up, then I'm going to work on extending the hoop house that direction and the greenhouse that direction. And then I'm going to put solar panels on the hoop house and a windmill. And then I'm going to have a battery bank in the hoop house. And then I'm going to have electric. I have a propane tank also. So I have electric, I'll have propane, and then I'm going to get a pellet stove and put it in here once I fix this, because this is supposed to have been redone too. Never got done. I'll put a pellet stove in here. And so between the electric, the propane, and the pellet stove, the greenhouse will stay warm all winter. But only this part, or only these 2 parts. This part out here will be a cold storage, if you will. It'll be a cold greenhouse for things like lettuce and whatnot. And I'll probably have raised beds in here as well. I'm not sure. I'll figure that out. But I got to pull all this up because David put down the wrong boards. These were supposed to be 2x8s, and he put down the 2x6s. The 2x6s we both agreed we're going to go here because 2x8 is kind of overkill for this. So we agreed that the 2x6s would go there. I got 2x6s and 2x8s. Oh, shit. Damn cat. But what does he do? He put the 2x6s on the ground, not the 2x8s. So I got to dig them up and replace them. Plus, I told him to put all this stuff inside there, but instead he puts it out here where I told him not to put it. I wanted it inside, not outside. But, you know, he don't listen to me. But anyhow, so I'm working on that, digging all this up, moving it all in there. I'm going to replace those with the right boards. And then I'll either have Bill help me, or I'll hire Bill and Robert to put my hoops up. And then I already got the plastic. And then I'll have this one. So, all right, that's it. Just wanted to give you an update. Oh, and then out here, I'll have another hoop, but it's only going to be for like, I'll have netting over it, and it'll have either, blueberries, or I just found out they have thornless raspberries. So I may have my blackberry patch there and my raspberry patch here. And then if I have a third greenhouse, hoop house, whatever, then I'll probably do blueberries down there. And this is going to be my road down the middle. And I maybe end up having a chicken coop on the north side of this next greenhouse in the future. Maybe. And those are all going to be egg layers. Non-fertilized eggs. So, and then I got my cattle feed tank and whatnot up here. This is basically where I'm going to have my feed tanks. I got cattle feed in this one. I've got corn oil in this one. I'm going to set this one up for maybe soy, because I haul soy as well. Right now I'm hauling vegetable oil. But I've got at a full load. It's not, so I can't get the heel off of it. But anyway, whatever products that I haul that I could think I could use, then I'll get the hill off of it and I'll save it here. And then I got 2 tanks over there in the driveway. I got to transfer the product from them over here. I'll do them a little bit at a time with these buckets. But focus. Thank you. So I'll transfer them a little bit at a time with these buckets. But once I get, I'm going to use the 3,000 gallon or 300 gallon tanks over here for now. And then eventually I'll get my 3,000 gallon tanks set up. But I'm going to get them set up over here. So I got another, so I've got the road over there. I'm going to make sure I keep that clear. Then I got another potential road right here. So my next set of tanks, my big tanks, when I get them set up, will be over in here. So, oh, I gotta pick this up. I gave Libby my scraps and the styrofoam part blew away and I didn't go look for it. And now I found it. Oh yeah, I gotta put the top back on the burn barrel too. So that's it for this week. I'll have more for next week. But I got that container done finally. So we can start putting our big tools in there and we can start cleaning up and organizing that green one for the smaller tools. And then once I get a garage door on my Kaplinger property, I can put my car tools over there. So I'll keep the greenhouse tools around the greenhouse. I'll have the car tools around the garage. And then the rest of the tools will be organized, sort of. I was going to move that container into this yard over here when we got it done, because we was going to have a wood splitting yard for our tree service. But then once I got rid of David, I was like, well, I'm probably not going to do that anymore, except maybe part-time, whatever. But if my brother moves down here and buys property down here, which he just looked at one yesterday, and it's nice, then maybe we'll start that business up again. So, I mean, I still got my insurance till May. And I'm talking about transferring it to a different insurance company. But yeah. And I gotta find a hole in this tire. I know I got a nail or something somewhere. Just gotta find it and fix it. I might just take it to a tire shop and have them do it. Anyways, all right, bye.